Infinite ammo.
Trail.
Yes. Oh yeah, God, man. Just the fact that the Amazing Spider-Man films, they wanted to do the Sinister Six film, and then the Aunt May one, and God.
Okay, I did not hear about the Aunt May one though.
It was a pitch by
Yeah.
Amy Pascal. She wanted that, and then she wanted wasn't it like Black Cat and
which we actually are getting that now. We are getting Black Cat's Fable. Yeah. They actually are doing that now.
And it wasn't like the working title for it, like Glass Ceiling, and I'm just like, wow, that's
I think it's called Silver and Black now, though. The thing is, the Aunt May one was supposed to be like it was gonna kind of be like a la Agent Carter, because that was when they were talking about it.
Yeah.
Back when that was a thing.
Man. That is certainly something that exists, or wanted to exist, or oh god, whatever, man. So, did you actually hear about the reason why the Amazing Spider-Man verse was canceled?
I never heard. I didn't pay attention to the series, but I'm wondering why they canceled it.
The main reason they canceled it was because Kaz Hirai, who always looks to me like he has to take a shit in his face. You ever get that?
Yeah.
No, I don't get
that. Best thing ever.
They were going to do this thing in Brazil where they introduced the next couple films, but Andrew Garfield didn't show up, so they straight up shit canned the series. And he was in a hotel room, but he was gonna come, but he didn't show up in time, and they just said fuck it.
Oh wow.
Well, Sony.
That was probably the best thing that could have ever happened then.
He was unprofessional, thus they had to cancel the series.
Well, the thing is, I think it's better for his career.
Yeah.
Well, what career?
What career?
He was in what was that film?
The tank movie?
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah.
That was really great.
I mean, he's a good actor. He's a 30-year-old man trying to play an 18-year-old, guy, and just doesn't work. Yeah. Like, you can look at him and tell he's older.
Well, I mean, Hollywood does that so much. It would have been better if he was in college.
That would have made more sense.
About the new kid, though, I
mean, he's in his early 20s, I think.
Yeah, he's, let me look here.
He's got a baby face.
Why didn't they do Adult Spider-Man? That would have made more sense.
Tom Holland is 21.
Yeah.
I'm older than him by 5 months. Jesus.
Damn.
June 1st, 1996.
I think Garfield was still in high school.
Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, no. Garfield was he was out of college then.
No, I'm talking about the movies themselves, like the character.
Oh yeah, he was just in the first one he was about to get out of high school, and the second one was the graduation, so he was about to go to college.
Yeah.
I think Tom Holland is a great fit. I like him a lot.
I wish he was actually play as an older Spider-Man rather than some kid in middle school.
He's in freshman.
Whatever man he is though.
He looks like he's a freshman.
I think they wanted to do the school aspect a little bit longer because the last two movies just basically jumped from Spider-Man being out of school, so I can see why. But he is old enough to play like a teenager, adult Spider-Man because he's like 19 in real life.
Oh, Tom Holland, he's 21.
Oh, really? Wow, he's older than I thought then.
Yeah, he looks like a child.
Yeah,
he looks like a little kid, dude.
It really shows, man.
I think I think he's a good fit. He's very charming as Spider-Man. So it's nice. Okay, so yeah, Peter Parker is 15 in the MCU.
Yeah. Which I mean, in the comics, that's how old he was in the back in his like first appearance. I think he was like 15, 16.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I love the Raimi films, but Spider-Man was in high school for like 20 minutes. in those
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Well,
And then never mind back to it ever again.
Yeah. It's like, where was Flash Thompson for like the 2 seconds he was in the film?
Oh, he got bodied. Like afterwards, he just got punched into like a locker or something.
yeah,
And then
he
he
got
got-
it up.
He got punched into non-existence in those films. Like, let's be honest.
Well, here's the thing I think is weirder. The Flash Thompson in Amazing Spider-Man is practically like, I guess because like the It movie kind of outdid them, but he was practically a serial killer. I was like, dude, where are the teachers in all this? What he is doing is literally a hate crime right now. Like when he's trying to beat up Peter Parker in the gym, like, and constantly attacking him. It's like, dude, you would go to jail for this.
Wade also get his ass beat by most people.
Exactly.
Yeah, where the hell is school security?
Yeah. Let's not talk about Flash Thompson in Homecoming though. It's kind of the weirdest change.
Yeah.
Indian or whatever.
Yeah, he's played by Tony Rivtoli.
Yeah,
If you've never seen, I think it's Grand Budapest Hotel. He's really great in that film.
Yeah.
It's weird. I think they said they wanted to go with a more verbal Flash Thompson instead of physical, so that's
Yeah,
why
but
he
they're on the
always
science
insults
team.
him.
Like, there's-
I would have preferred if it was like not
Both.
him calling him like Penis Parker.
Well,
I wish
yeah,
he
that
had
joke
more
was
skill.
kind of weird. I'm
Yo,
not
I guess
gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I want a Agent
Yeah.
Venom character in the Spider-Man movies at some point. That
Yeah.
kid that played Flash Thompson is not Agent Venom. Nah.
Yeah, I can't see him being Venom at all. He just
No.
doesn't have the body.
Well, Venom is not a part of this universe.
he somehow
Yeah.
gets the Venom symbiote in other ways.
I don't know because I did see that interview with Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal, I believe, and she was like, "Oh well, this might be canon down the road to the MCU. This might tie over
oh, no.
with Venom." So
Did you see
I don't.
his face though?
Yeah, his face was the best part. That was that meme where he's like just stone face was the best part ever.
He's like, "Bitch, what did you just say?"
It's like, yeah, you just kind of spoiled the surprise, lady.
Fuck you, me.
I need that link.
I gotta find it somewhere, man. It's just great.
Have you ever like read the WikiLeaks, like all the emails that she ever wrote? Hang on.
I have not, sadly.
Okay, let me see if I can
Here,
find,
wait a minute.
Amy Pascal.
There you
He
Oh,
Amy.
looks shocked in the thumbnail. That's great.
Sad Kevin Feige reacts to Venom joining the MCU.
I'm trying to find her fucking email. Like,
Okay, so really quickly, I wanted to ask, what do you guys think about the Enter the Spider-Verse trailer that Sony put out with Miles Morales?
I would have probably waited until the frame rate wasn't worse than a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, that's the thing that bugged me is like it stopped in weird sections when people were talking.
Well, the thing is, it almost came off as stop motion animation, which if that's the effect they're going for, I'm fine with it. But if it's just because like they didn't fully render everything, I would have not shown that just yet.
Yeah, it looked kind of weird.
Especially since it doesn't come out till the like end of next year.
Well, here's the thing. Also, I know a lot of people who are excited for it, but I also see the words Sony Pictures Animation. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I want it to be a good movie, but the way the frame rate is kind of jarring. But I do like them putting in the comic book shots in the movie with the flowing animation. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, they need their engine, the Decima engine, to fix that.
The Decima engine. Well, they can't. But they can use it because I think it's a Sony property, right? Decima.
Yeah, it's on it properly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can use it, but I don't know. It's just that I have to wait and see more trailers to really gauge it. But it's an interesting idea with multiple Spider-Man, but that frame rate is just a problem.
No,
probably
it's
still in early
atrocious.
stages.
it's 10 out of 10. It's great.
Well, they got till like Christmas of next year, so they have time.
So, okay, All right, I want you to read this email. Tell me if you can figure out what the hell she's typing, because she types in caps and she poorly types.
She types in caps. Okay.
Yeah. The first one is her. Okay, and she also green text. It's like she posts on fucking like 4chan or something.
What
Jesus.
exactly what I'm looking for?
This is.
Yeah. Okay, so the first part is her like replying to her own email, which is weird. Yeah.
Why would she type in all caps though? She looks like she's spurging.
Brainstorm
Yeah.
Jumanji. Scroll all the way down.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh my god.
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Jumanji?
No, she says it Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Yeah,
Jumanji.
I'm gonna go
board
to
game movie.
She uses a iPhone to type these.
That's pretty bad.
Oh,
my god.
Um,
His face. Hold up.
You saw it, Brendan?
Yes.
Oh,
Dude, I
that's
mean,
pretty
his
bad.
reaction is like, dude, what the fuck?
This is a sequel to it.
So what do you guys think about Jessica Jones season 2? That trailer that came out.
Oh, it's a trailer? I didn't see it yet.
I
Yeah,
haven't
it-
looked.
It doesn't show a whole lot, but I mean, I think the best thing about it is when they show the release date.
Oh yeah, it's coming out next year.
Yeah.
Hey, her fucking some random guy that's not Luke Cage is not gonna last long.
No.
Hmm.
And I think they make it sound like they sound like there's going to be flashbacks in this one.
I think they're doing that though just to say, oh well, we want to do something different from the comics, but we all know it's probably gonna turn back to that same situation where people end up with each other in season 2 and season 3 and shit like that.
Well, I mean, because they pretty much left the door open for that in Defenders.
Yeah.
For that to come back up, and as much as I like Luke Cage and Claire, I mean, I would rather it be Luke Cage and Jessica just because that's the comics. But yeah, if they don't go that route, then whatever. But
All right. Anyways, boys, I'm heading out for a bit. It might actually end the call when I leave, so I'm technically the host of the call. If y'all want to restart it though, so I'm about to play some GTA 5. By the way, I think I mentioned this in the chat. I'm now the I can't say proud, but I am the owner of Grand Theft Auto 5 on every platform.
oh wow,
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice job. You like those shark
You
cards?
give them more money. Stop.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I've never paid for a shark card. I have had shark cards bought for me, but I've never spent a dime on this.
Well, okay, good. You're a human being then.
But I got the PS4 version for like $15. I got the PS3 version for $2 because a friend's like, "Hey, you want to buy it from me?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, why not, right?"
Oh, yeah, why not?
It's like I'll still do it for cheap. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'll have to turn my PS3 on for something. And then I played it once, ran into a speed hacker who instantly killed me, turned it off, and just kind of sat there for a second. Yeah. I got it when it launched on 360. I bought the giant steelbook collector's edition with the hat. I still have the hat.
In the hat.
I got it on Xbox One because I'm like, well, you know, I can transfer a character there. And then I bought it on PC a few months ago when I got my computer. But turns out they stopped the transfers from last gen or current gen to PC. So I refunded it, and then I bought it again because it was only like $23. I'm like, you
Yeah,
know
they
what?
did that a
Sweet.
long time ago with the canceling of transfers.
I didn't know until then, and boy, let me tell you, I was pissed.
I think that happened to someone else that I know that's in the group. I think it happened to Satilius.
But the good thing about it though is, I'd refund because I got the one with the shark card because I'm like, wow, it's cheaper than just buying the game normally.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got the shark card when I installed the new version.
Oh, wow.
So I essentially got a shark card for free. And you know what? I'm not bitching.
So, Brandon, did you see the trailer yet?
No.
It was only like a minute. It's not too much to it, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how they are going to bring back Kilgrave. I assume he's like
it's
a dream sequence.
PTSD.
Yeah,
Like,
he has to
yeah.
be a dream sequence.
Well, they only have him listed for like 2 episodes. So.
Oh wow, that's like really short. So I'm not surprised.
Nah.
I'm
Dang,
interested
that's
because
like glass.
admittedly, I thought most of his time right now is also being like sucked up from the COD zombie thing. He's one of the protagonists in the new maps they're doing for World War II.
Well,
David
I'm not
Tennant?
saying no.
Yeah,
Yeah, David Tennant. He's also Scrooge McDuck.
Oh
Wow,
yeah,
he's going
oh,
places,
shit,
I
you're
guess.
right. And then Elodie Young, the chick who plays Elektra, is also on the new COD Zombies.
Jesus, is she Electra or like a random character?
She's it's its own thing. This isn't like was it Call of the Dead from Black Ops 1, where it's the actors playing themselves, where they're facing zombie George Romero, which now feels a little bad because I'm killing George Romero and he's also dead.
It's like, yeah, I don't feel right.
Just,
Yeah, it's like
when
I
you
went back
do
to play it just recently, and I'm just like, wow, I feel like
he's the master of zombies in the end, so he's gonna be a zombie.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, his death actually hit me harder than some family members. Shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
It does say a lot about some of my family members. Well, my dad's one of 11. They were Catholic. I mean, they fuck like rabbits.
So he's Matt
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Murdock? Except he's not blind, alright.
If only he was, he'd be a little bit more like tolerable.
Now, if he was Daredevil, then I don't think you would be saying that.
That'd be cool, but that'd also be a pain in the ass. You talk back to him, fucking stick in your face.
Yes. Okay, so the Infinity War trailer, what do you guys think of it?
I'm interested. Oh, Ren, do you want to rehost the call for a second here? Because I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna play GTA.
Sure, no problem.
All right, sorry about that, boys. I'm gonna head out.
All right.
Oh, hey, it didn't drop.
Oh, never mind. Somebody must host the call then. My bad.
No, I think
doesn't
Discord. Yeah, it doesn't drop.
Oh,
It's not like
Discord
Skype.
unfucked
It's not Skype.
Yeah.
Okay, if it makes you feel any better, I'm so used to Skype. I still use Skype every once in a while because it's hooked to my Xbox, and somebody messages me. I'm like, oh shit, hit the guide button. Say, hey, yep, Discord.
I just wanted to see that host test for myself because I never saw it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can leave, Bane.
All right, take her easy, folks.
See ya.
Take care, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blurt Without Fear, what do you think of the Infinity War trailer?
Ah, man, I'm on board, man. Count me in. I'm in. I'm ready for Thanos.
Yeah, I think pretty much every hero's gonna lose because
Well, they said
Spider-Man
he's
was
gonna
getting.
kill. They said someone from the MCU is gonna die within like the first 5 minutes. So
Yeah, it's gonna be that guy from Agents of Shield.
We're
Coulson?
not recording right now, are we?
Coulson.
Yes, we are doing after hours.
Well, fuck that.
Oh, fuck
be right
you.
back.
Yo. Alright, so, we, like, I think who they can kill off is, there's probably going to be some minor characters that
And
gets,
nobody gonna care about.
yeah, like, the Collector, he's getting interrogated in the leak footage, so I think they're going to kill him, definitely. I'm not sure about major ones, because some of these guys, they already signed up for Avengers 4, so we know they're coming back.
yeah, we've already seen like Paul Bettany just posted a video of him in full makeup working on Avengers 4. So and with the Mind Stone still in his head. So
Well, that spoils that. Because
Yeah.
I honestly thought Vision was going to die with the way the trailer was shot. Like, he's pretty much getting the Mind Gem taken out. So I thought he was going to die, but maybe someone stops whoever's doing that.
yeah. Well, see, the thing is, they've also implied flashbacks in Avengers 4, though. So it's like it's hard to say what it's actually going to be.
Yeah. But,
But
go
I mean,
ahead, Brandon.
Renegade. There. This is pretty.
Dragon Ball Infinity War trailer.
Oh god.
That looks so fake, man.
Yeah,
I kinda
someone
wanna
edited it together. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, I'm watching it too.
I saw so many
Infinity War.
dumb memes, like Thanos has Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm like,
Yo,
Really?
man, that Thanos memes
Ten-
are hilarious.
Thanos as fucking Hellboy looks legit.
Can
So-
I just say that? Did anyone else feel like when Thanos like first walks out of that portal, that he looked like he just came home and found out his kids were fucking up?
it's like I'm going to take the belt to your boy.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, though, Thanos looks freaking lit though so far. I'm not gonna lie. I like his redesign. He
Yeah.
looks like normal.
I heard a lot of people get pissed about it though. Like that. I
Because
felt
his
like
skin color is not blue; it's more purplish.
Yeah.
I think some people said that it just might be the coloring. That's why his skin is like that. So
that's nitpicking then.
yeah, it's probably just nitpicking. The armor thing has been explained. Like he's just way too fucking strong. So
he doesn't even need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, if he's beating up Tony and Spider-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy in the same trailer, then I think...
God, this is ridiculous.
I don't think that he needs that armor.
No, not at all.
Alright, so let me see. I'm trying to think of something else that happened other than a Disney-Fox deal, because we already talked about it on the last one.
Oh, you just reminded me, actually. Here, I got another video for you.
What?
There you go.
I do want to see what they do with X-Men. Disney saved Fox. Yeah, I don't know why people are pissed. Like, really, Fox fucked up a lot of movies recently. Like,
Dark Phoenix.
Well, I mean, even
Fantastic.
outside of Marvel stuff.
Like Apocalypse.
Yeah, dude, Alien Covenant. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not good.
Yeah, there was Prometheus, which was supposedly not that great.
Prometheus is just a movie full of dumb folks.
It was
Oh,
slow
that's
as
like
hell.
any horror
Too.
movie, honestly.
Very slow.
That sounds like a typical horror movie with like just a black cast getting killed, like people just falling over. It sounds like the cast of Get Out. I don't know.
Oh, I like that movie. Get out.
But I think that for the most part, like Fox is just not perfect, and it kind of showed. They also had movies like Die Hard, where two guys jumped in a vat of nuclear waste, and they survived.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you could explain that, but it happened in that movie.
Yeah, no, that is.
Anything is possible, right?
I do find it interesting that they just said, we don't want Fox Sports because Disney is like, we don't need it, so they took everything else but that.
Yeah, they didn't even take Fox News either.
Yeah, they're like, forget
Well,
the
technically
news.
they took Fox Sports, but they didn't but they're not taking the actual.
They took the channels. That's
They
what
took the channel, not the actual
A network.
whole shebang,
Yeah.
not the network.
Yeah, not the network. Anything
Which I thought was
sports
weird.
Or news related. I forgot what the name Markov was. It they still own that part of Fox, but I think they're gonna be renamed to something new, so they won't be called Fox anymore. It should be wherever they're gonna be called.
Yeah, I remember Comic Book Cast was talking about that. He said they're going to be a completely different entity. So it's going to be interesting what they do, but I'm more concerned about future X-Men, future Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four should come first because we have not had a good Fantastic Four movie.
Actually, this is what you do. You put whatever the next big movie is, go ahead and do the same thing you did with Black Panther. Kind of introduce them kind of a small introduction into another movie, and then so that way you can test drive some shit. Don't just throw some random shit out there. But if I were them, I'd be reading that Jonathan of Fantastic Four right now, and start putting something together.
I'm gonna be quite honest though, they should not touch X-Men right now until after Avengers 4, until they're done with the current MCU.
No, I agree with that.
They can fit in all the characters in because you got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, who are children of Magneto. He's not in the current continuity, so leave out the X-Men and put in Fantastic Four. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
You already have cosmic elements. Just write it in. Done.
Yeah.
You could even really keep the X-Men. I mean, honestly, you could actually keep the X-Men for the most part separate, and no one would probably notice because their shit's just so convoluted and crazy anyway. But yeah, keep them out until all this shit wraps up.
It just seems like they did everyone a favor with Days of Future Past because everything got written out.
Yeah.
X1, X2, X3.
They got written out and rewritten because the events of the first two films got redid.
Yeah, it just happened in different periods, I believe, and not everyone is dead, so that's how it works.
Yeah, the Cyclops is alive again. Jean's alive for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that ended threw me
Phoenix
off.
is happening now, so I mean, what's going on here?
I understood it, but the only part I failed to understand is why Mystique saved Wolverine at the end. I guess because, she did reform, so maybe that's why. But it looks like he still goes to Weapon X if she's under the guise of Stryker.
See, the thing that actually kind of pissed me off about that, I was happy that she did it, but I thought they were setting up something bigger, and then there was nothing. And that may have more to do with Jennifer Lawrence. Like, she's been adamant about not really wanting to be around.
Because she hates the makeup.
Yeah. I mean, she was barely in makeup in X-Men Apocalypse. Like, a handful of
she didn't want
scenes.
to do it because she hates, putting that stuff on, which I can feel for her, because I think the original actress hated it too.
Yeah, she wasn't crazy about it, but the thing is, she actually wasn't like, yeah, fuck these movies.
Yeah.
Like, I want out.
That's the difference, that's bad PR of what she's doing.
Actually, you reminded me of that one too. I think Harrison Ford told the actors of Finn and Rey to do not get too invested into the Star Wars movies because they won't let you go. It's like his character Han Solo.
Like, I'm glad they killed me off, damn
it. Oh no, that was the only reason he came back, is because they were going to kill him off. That's the only reason he said he came back.
Wow, that's very interesting.
That's bull, dude.
But I mean, I would like that better than like having okay, so you got like Ben Affleck as Batman, and it's like we're playing this constant game of will he or won't he, and I like Ben Affleck as Batman, but if he doesn't want to be in it, then get the fuck out and make room for somebody else that actually wants to do it.
Yeah. Well, part of me doesn't blame him because not the MCU, but the DCEU has just not been that great.
No.
So it's really just, he wants to be a part of something that's actually good, and it's really just not. Like, Justice League was just it was ranted on by everyone I know. Like, they just don't like that movie, and I can see why.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
It cut out the black suit, man. It cut out Superman wearing a black suit.
Oh, and that piranha mouth?
I don't know.
CGI upper lip?
Yeah, why would they not just go with Supes with the beard? Because that would have covered up everything.
Well, the thing is, Superman in DC Rebirth looks awesome with a beard. Just let him do that. That would have been way more interesting. But, whatever.
And then Steppenwolf was so boring and bland. It's just, I don't know what they were going with there.
I would have rather them do Granny Goodness. That would have been more interesting.
I would have liked Darkseid, to be honest. That would have been something interesting.
Dude, wait, did Zack Snyder say that he wanted to do one with Brainiac in the sequel?
He did. Actually, he did, and I want to say there were some original drafts that might have had that. But it's a sad day when, I would rather watch Injustice cutscenes. Like, I'd rather watch the entirety of Injustice 2 cutscenes than watch Justice League. Any day of the week.
I like the story of Injustice, though, but...
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me is they low-key retconned the first game because they don't mention the time travel crap.
No. Well, see, and that was one of those things. They expected you to read the comics, and I'm sorry, not everybody who was playing that game was reading the comics, so it just... they probably should have better handled that.
Yeah, I haven't read the comics either, so I don't know what's going on before.
They're really good. They're actually really good comics. It's just that I wish, don't put the story in the comics. Put it in the game.
I'm still reading the first game in comics right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
like I said,
it's up with that, and then what was it? Freaking Mortal Kombat X did the same thing.
Yeah, there's they hint to what's going on, but the comics are so long that they just can't cover all those arcs. I would have liked maybe how Tekken 7 did the character pieces where people could play individual pieces of a character story.
What that is, though, the stories are debatably canon because it kind of conflicts with the main story. Because let's look at Devil Jin or Jin in general. He shouldn't have been fighting Miguel or Harang because he was busy fighting some armed guards. He would have no time between A and B to fight Miguel or Harang because A, he was fighting guards off, B, he was in a coma, and C, he's doing his own thing afterwards.
Yeah, but I think the best thing for them for Injustice to cover half of the arcs from the comics is to make some sort of side story as to what's going on behind the scenes. That's not really that important to the main story, but at least maybe a character's motivations a little bit better. I do like the non-canon ladder endings because they do bring up some interesting prospects, but that's probably the best way they could cover maybe not going back and reading Injustice Year 1 or Year 2 or stuff like that. But I do encourage people who like those comics to read them because they are really good.
The problem is, in the case of Injustice, it's not reading the older material. It's them like pretty much pretending the first one didn't exist. Just the time travel aspects. The events of Superman trying to like take over the world, that happened, but we didn't have other versions of said superheroes come in and help us out with said events. They pretend that didn't happen, which doesn't make sense because they needed those characters to help them out, otherwise they would lose.
So are they saying that like alternate Earth characters are basically non-existent?
Yeah, that's they're treating as non-existent though. Like the whole thing with Damian Wayne and Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Superman came in and Batman just gave him kryptonite. None of that happened in Injustice 1, nor the comments. I'm telling you, I read the comments you wanted to extensively. That shit did not happen.
That makes like zero sense for them to leave that on the cutting room floor because I'm pretty sure like the regime world was already like fucked up. So I don't know how they would have won the war if they didn't have those alternate Earth like heroes on their side.
Yeah, that's the thing that bothered me about Injustice 2 story mode. It wasn't bad per se. It was just a lingering thing. Like they cut out what made like the events happen in the first place. It's just pretend it didn't happen. Like that make no damn sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much a screw up on Ed Boon's part. I just think that maybe he just doesn't know where he wants to carry like those sub stories anymore, so he just totally forgot about like stuff in the comics and probably stuff that was in the last iteration of Injustice, which is kind of stupid.
It's not like they need the alternate Earth characters again though. Their saga is complete though. They didn't need them again though. Just the fact that they ignored those aspects, that was the problem.
Yeah,
they
totally.
Didn't need them again. Yeah.
I totally agree because I don't think that they should have showed up. I think this totally should have been like just the regime story and carrying on from there.
That's what I would have preferred.
I was like, oh, what can you do? It's Ed Boon, so he writes some very questionable stuff. Like I really didn't like the whole Mortal Kombat, all the characters just getting owned in like 1 second. His Bisondell. I'm like, what is he doing? What is this?
That didn't make any sense at all because those characters were more than enough to take out Sindel, but whatever.
Yeah. Yes, Reapers, we are still recording, but I think we're done with After Hours unless someone wants to bring up a topic real quick before we close out.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I think we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they showed anything else that's worth talking about comic-wise, in my opinion, that we haven't covered, so I think we're good, so we're gonna end it here. Nice podcast for the Punisher, nice After Hours. Once again, you can find us all on social media from the last podcast. I'm gonna definitely plug that in the description of this one, so we will see you guys later. Hopefully you have a good night, and Merry Christmas.
Don't fuck yourselves.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.